I at least want to do something beautiful for her. I've been staring at my computer for way too long, getting stuff done, but I got this package from Lancome. Pretty PR package. Oh, I thought it was gonna be makeup. Lancome Genifique Youth Activating Concentrate. I guess I'm on Lancome PR now. Don't know how that happened. Oh my gosh. I didn't check my phone for apparently 3 hours because I have so many notifications. Getting work done on my computer, which is good, but I have to, with ADHD, like if I notice I'm really into something, it's not like crucial for me to be doing something else, then I'll kind of just like let myself go with it. Like the other day, I ended up like deep cleaning my house, which I needed to do. And I just sort of was like picking stuff up and it just happened and I was like really in the zone and I could not break out of it to go and do work, but it wasn't like I have to do this work within like 3 hours. It was like I could do it later, so I was like, okay, I'm cleaning right now. Don't know when I'm gonna feel like this again, so I'm just gonna go with it. Maybe you're gonna want to come in 2 seconds. Oh, okay, so dramatic. Tomorrow is 4/20. I'm supposed to do a live stream. I don't know, I haven't uploaded a vlog in a long time. A lot of reasons. I've been either so busy or using like the spare time that I do have to heal, you know? I'm just gonna use that word as like an all-encompassing, like take care of myself. So there's that. But I obviously don't care about views and subscribers as it relates to YouTube. But like with all the algorithms changing, literally each platform changed their algorithms within like the last month. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. And like if I upload a short, it'll get 5,000 views in the first couple hours. But my last 2 long form videos, like my Amazon favorites video, giving money to strangers video, haven't even hit 1,000 views, which is wild. Like I know YouTube is like not dying, but like vlogs sort of are. I spent so long editing the Amazon one, spent a long time editing the other one. Like I always spend a long time, and which is fine because I really do it for like my own creative expression and to connect with you guys. When I already don't have, I'm sorry, I'm just like, I need to, when I already don't have time like that I could spend on editing a video, I'm like, well, it's kind of pointless anyway. So I don't know what this video is. Well, I guess I'm going to Miami on, well, that's in a month. All of the things are starting for California. It's like fashion show, San Diego Swim Week. I have a show on Friday. It's like festival season. It's like this is usually like my favorite time of the year, and I'm committed to a few things that I'm excited about. I'm just hoping like I'll be okay when they come, because the reality of my life for the past 5 months, if your guess is as good as mine if it's gonna be, I guess I'll just say a good day or a bad day. I have been more intently tracking my period in the sense of, or my whole cycle, every single day. I used to use the app Clue. I used that for like years. I pretty much would just use that to log like when I was bleeding and when I had sex. Once I got pregnant, obviously stopped using it and never picked it back up again. I started writing in a journal every day, just sort of like how my emotions were that day, how like my digestion was, just like things like that, because I do have PMDD, and or it could just be part of endometriosis, but that's helpful. But then there's like a whole other layer on top of it of like the grief and everything, so I don't know where I was going with that. But oh, my camera's about to die. As I was just gonna say, I got something in the mail today that I think is maybe the reason I'm feeling a little somber. This is about to die, but I'll talk until it does. I ordered this probably 3 weeks ago, maybe. Yeah, it was mid-March when I don't know if this is the video I thought I was gonna have to go pick them up, and I never really heard anything back from anyone, so I was sort of just like putting it off, I guess. But then I got a call in conjunction with my doctor and the crematorium. I don't know if that's the right word. And camera died on me. By the way, it looks like I have a zit there, but I put Neosporin on it, but it is a bite of some sort. Anyway, basically I got a call and they, I guess, drop off. I'm like avoiding saying the word or any sort of word that would give you context as to what I'm talking about. Anyway, after they dropped, okay, I am having a really hard time like not figuring out, I just can't sit like the day after Okay, I was talking to my sister about this, and I said I had gotten the ashes dropped off, you know, finally. Anyway, my sister said we could go, do you want to go to the beach and we can lay her there? And then she was like, or them, I guess it's not her. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I guess because it is just ash. There's no soul, then it's like, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it makes sense to refer to ashes of someone as them, as in like, not talking like they, them, binary situation. I mean them as in like the ashes, or would you refer to the ashes as him or her? I don't know. It's just, I guess for me, what my sister said, or I guess them, it's not a she, I got that I didn't like that, so I guess that means that I want to refer to the ashes as her. I can only assume that that's, otherwise I wouldn't have probably had like any sort of feeling about what my sister said. Anyway, God, I'm either not putting this in or I'm editing the shit out of it, because I can talk so much and just not stop, and like, but whenever I try to talk about this, it is like I can't say the words. And I also feel like if you're referring to ashes as her, then you're reducing, I don't know. I'm thinking too much into it, and because of something that also I know doesn't really matter, but it does bother me, and I don't like it, is the fact that she was 19 weeks and 4 days. I think 5 days actually. A baby isn't considered stillborn until 20 weeks, so just a couple of days away. And so there's no certificate of life or death. And to me, I really don't like that. It makes me feel, I think I talked about this in the only video I've made about losing her. I had planned on, I probably still will. I filmed that one like so fresh after it happened, and I don't know. Yeah, it shouldn't matter, but it does. It's like, there's no, I guess, because she's not recognized by the government as having been a person. I know it shouldn't matter, but maybe that on top of just not having support in the sense of a partner, I'm really overthinking. Do I refer to ashes as them being her, or do I just refer to them as ashes? It's like I'm trying to constantly remind myself, the world, whoever I'm talking to, that she had a soul, and I'm just like, I guess, taking any chance I can to give that to her. So maybe that's why I want to refer to ashes as she and not just them. The next day after they were dropped off to me, it was a really nice woman who came and dropped them off in a white paper bag, and then a little like a white cream colored, I guess you would call it an urn. It just looks very like medical, I guess you could say. And I haven't known where, I do know that like, as much as it would make sense for me, and I want kind of desperately to keep her and like forever, I for some reason think like I do need to scatter her somewhere, because the whole experience for me was so the worst thing I've ever experienced, and I don't want to see this, which I'll show you in a second. I haven't opened it yet, with her inside of it, you know, and just think about that and just feel pain, because maybe it's different when someone was living and then, you know, you keep their ashes and it's maybe a little bit different. But because I only met her when she had already passed, it's just all a really horrible thing. And so for her, I at least want to do something beautiful for her. I just think, whatever you believe or whatever I believe, the best way I can say it is just like, she didn't get to experience anything in this world. Even though it doesn't work like this, I understand that. It just seems I want to give her an experience. I've been leaning toward the beach. Like, that was the first thing my sister said, and it was weird because I was like, I've actually been thinking about the beach too. Like, I don't really know why, because there's really no correlation there, but you know, sapphire, water, blue. She might have been a water sign. right? Or does Gemini come before? Well, anyway, all I do when I take a long time to get a thought out and mess it up 100 times is just make it really hard for myself to edit. So that's also why, like, I'm not posting. Like, I've posted to Patreon because I don't really have to edit those. Anyway, regardless, I wanted to order like a custom urn. Yeah, so I did, and it came in the mail today. Maybe this seems sad. I mean, the whole situation for me is sad, but because I went through and have been going through this very much alone, I've talked about it, but I know I don't think I've posted anything. Both of my parents are currently losing their parents, like at the same time it happened. Both of their fathers. My dad's dad just had open heart surgery. My mom's dad randomly one morning woke up, couldn't really move, went to the hospital, but found out he has leukemia and something else, and they give him literally, like, I think the time that they gave him to live like has already passed, so it's like any time now. So I haven't talked to my parents in over a month. Even before that though, like, my dad was really trying to reach out, call me and stuff, but you know, I went through this all alone, 1000%. And the only time it felt less like I was alone, though it didn't, you know, replace having the father by my side through everything, was, I mean, I did this alone, but I shared it on YouTube. I shared being pregnant on YouTube. I shared after I lost her. I can't even think right now about, like, I don't think I've posted too many videos on YouTube since then. And if I did, they were not related. I think because it just consumes me so much of the time, and like I said earlier, YouTube is like a creative outlet, a cathartic. I don't look at it as work, and so it's both an escape, and usually in life I just like share what's going on, you know. But I guess after something like that happens, I just wanted to use it as an escape, and I don't just want to be sad and have all my videos be like that. So it just consumes a lot of me in every other moment, and so yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But I was gonna say, it might seem sad, but it's also kind of beautiful and interesting that I shared this online and didn't have anyone. And like, in my relationship though, we literally met because he worked at the agency I was with, knew from day one. He knew I did OnlyFans. On day one when I met him, I was filming a scene with someone else. But it was always an issue that, like, I would even talk about having a boyfriend on YouTube. Obviously, he doesn't care if I say I have a boyfriend, but like, mention anything that could let people know it was him. And so then he left me, and I shared my being pregnant on YouTube, and now I feel like it makes sense that I share this with YouTube also, instead of, you know, I just imagine sort of like when I was pregnant and I was saying it's really hard to go to ultrasounds by myself, and this is not how I pictured it, you know, when I was younger. Like, I never dreamt of a wedding. I never have really even thought about a wedding and like since I was little. I've always thought about like being at the doctor and getting an ultrasound and like holding my husband or boyfriend's hand, and it was just really hard for me to go to those alone. Definitely not as hard as what ended up transpiring, but so now this is another one of those moments that I can't have. Unfortunately, the other half of her, I wish I could just say I made her literally all by myself. It's just like, you know, the things you go through in this situation. And I know I'm not like alone in this situation, in the sense that like other people have had someone leave them when they were pregnant and then ended up losing the baby. All of that to say, it's like my camera or my phone or YouTube has sort of replaced that person that I want there, and it's very symbolically it has replaced that, you know. But it is, guys, I'm looking into a phone camera because it's not for me until after, and then like you guys comment that I feel the connection aspect. But obviously you're not here in my home right now with me as I'm about to open this. Like I was saying, it's kind of interesting and beautiful that like here I am sharing it with you. It's like the thing that he hated so much was me. Like, anyway, I want to open this. I'm very much shaky, and I guess at some point this video will be up. I still have a couple of videos on Patreon, or for Patreon, that I haven't gone through and edited together yet, because it's literally just so fucking hard to have to go and rewatch or watch for the first time. Really, I didn't ever watch it after. Videos from when I was still pregnant. It's like it's been on my to-do list every single day for months, is to edit to Patreon, and I did get 2 up. I'm talking way too much. I know this is just a container right now, but it has her name on it. You could see that. Took me a while to, you know, you pick the size. This honestly, it's so tiny, but it's honestly bigger than, well, maybe the same size as the one from the hospital. And the material, and up until like the last second, I had a sapphire blue one. It wasn't marbled like this. It was sapphire blue, and I don't know. It just sort of came to me. I was like, I don't want it to be blue, I want it to be pink. And I know that's so stereotypical gender, pink and blue, but no, like, trust me, the whole nursery was gonna be blue, and it was all gonna be blue, but I'm just thinking about, fuck. Anyway, so it's not like, oh, she's a girl, so I need to get a pink one. I don't know. I felt that she would want pink, and I mean, who knows better than me, the only person that knew her, saw her. This is the last thing, and then I'm gonna go, because it's almost 8. I've been talking since 7, so when I was in Vegas last weekend, I'll leave out details, sort of, but there was a girl who, we were just like doing something totally different, and she got really upset all of a sudden, and, you know, started crying, and no one really knew what was going on. And then her boyfriend came up to us and was like, it's the 3-year anniversary, I guess, of was like 15 or 16 weeks, I can't remember, pregnant, and ended up miscarrying in her bathtub. I guess it was 3 years from that day. Every year on that day, she has a really hard time. And so it both made me feel normal in that it's been 4 months and I'm having a hard time still. But number 2, like, fuck, I don't want this 3 years from now. I don't want to, anyway, but I will keep this, you know, after. Okay, I need to stop talking.